Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jexperts. My name is Ieden Wall, and we have a very interesting, a very fascinating young lady in our studio today. It's with great pleasure that I welcome her to Jexperts, Aviva Reimer. Nice to meet you. It's my pleasure. I've heard so much about you.
Thank you.
And you come to the studio with a really interesting reputation. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
People say Aviva is not just, they say she's not just a matchmaker. They say she can do a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. What was the starting point? I know you started out as a life coach, so, and there's a natural progression here, but I want to start with life coaching. What was the spark to you saying, well, I want to help people with their lives?
It was a bit of a reflex for me, coming at a very young age,
right.
Probably because of all the experiences that I've had personally. For example, I moved out at the age of 16.
You too?
Yeah, I was a rebel, for sure.
You moved out, or you were kind of pushed out?
I moved out.
Okay.
Yes, and it was a journey for me. So I've been through enough experiences to really be able to relate to people, so that now, and even at a very young age, when people would share their issues with me or a problem of some sort, I was always so OCD about fixing things,
right.
that I wanted to give them. I wanted to share my thoughts, and my thoughts were always quite logical, right? This is how it started to slowly evolve, and
right.
It began with beauty secrets, fitness secrets, how do you lose 10 pounds?
Sorry to interrupt you, but just for those scoring at home, that was the first Aviva Reimer hair flip. And she's good for at least 30, she's good for at least 30 hair flips during the course of an interview. So you count. You guys count. You guys count. I'm guaranteeing 30 Aviva Reimer hair flips. That was two. That was two.
I like you.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I like you too. And about human behavior, not that this is you're here to interview me, but within the first few seconds we do come to an impression about somebody, yes. Don't we? And that's very interesting. We'll get there when we talk about matchmaking in greater depth. But getting number 3, I think it's going to be 35. If it's the first time ever Aviva's done 35 hair flips. Thanks. So you had this, always had...
Stop it. Stop counting my hair flips.
Listen, you always had the spark to help people. I think it really comes down to that.
Yes.
Some people are coming into the world as helpers, and they really want to help others. And we're big on this, on Jexperts, right? Tikkun olam, right? To heal a broken world, which is something that's very, I think, innate to the Jewish consciousness. I really do. I myself, I'm really big on that too. Although
not everybody has that.
So Aviva, how do you go? So from life coaching into matchmaking in such a huge way?
So again, through my own personal journey, I've come to learn a lot of things. I've been through divorce, hard divorce. Well, I can't say. I mean, every divorce is hard, right?
Yeah.
Some are more difficult than others. It all depends on the.
Somebody told me once, sorry to interrupt you, but if it doesn't end in homicide, it's a relatively painless one.
It can be very devastating for a lot of people.
Can I ask you a question? How did you get through that painful divorce before we get to that?
Fitness, prayers.
Prayers, yeah.
Great friends around you.
Right.
Yeah, fitness is probably the #1 thing that will take you out of negative state.
For sure. Why?
In almost any situation. Endorphins. The fact that you're executing your plan, when you make a decision, as hard as it is to get to the gym or to maybe do something, the fact that you're doing it every single day, even if you're taking that little step, it's very rewarding, and it builds your confidence and builds your self-worth. So eventually you get to a point where you're starting to not only chemically change your whole mindset, but also change your body and change how you think and how you feel. And that's huge. And then it starts to spill over into the areas that you need it most.
So you mentioned prayers. and I don't want to sidetrack the interview, but on a Jewish show, it really is an interesting topic. Were you somebody who was religiously or spiritually inclined before your divorce, or did you kind of start to turn then?
I started to turn more then. When I was going through things.
Right.
Because sometimes we're not able to handle everything that's been put in front of us.
For sure.
And it's very, what's the word? Supportive to know that you can, ask for help and just say, let him guide you, and it takes the pressure off as well. It takes the pressure off. You leave it in God's hands, and you just have to remember to listen to and see the signs, right?
For sure.
So it's always a learning process.
Hey, that is so interesting. How did the signs manifest for you? Because we say, okay, talk to God, put it on Him. He will show you the truth if you ask Him.
You have to be somewhat aware.
Yeah.
To be able to see the signs, first of all.
Right.
They can come in any which ways, but a lot of people miss the signs, to be honest with you. they don't see them.
That's true. That's true. So how did they come to you? I'm very curious.
I have a very strong intuitive side, and again, back to the OCD, I pay attention to things on a very on a very minute. Yes.
Yeah, very.
So I really break things down in my head. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
I'm just wondering, as I'm sitting here looking at you and your countenance, which is a very interesting countenance, what is the price that you have paid for that?
So the price that I pay is that there's, and I don't like to talk about negative things, but
it's okay.
When you're dealing with people, people come to you from all aspects. Some people are extremely highly positive.
Right.
Some people come at a very low point in their life, and it takes a lot of energy to really lift them up and to get them out of that state. And I absorb all that. So I'm only human. I can only give as much as I have.
What would you say, as an expert matchmaker, what would you say are the qualities that are distinctly and eminently attractive to a woman from your experiences, and what would you say are vice versa, the qualities that are attractive to a man?
Okay. So to a woman, for example, let's just say you and I met, and we had a great little conversation.
Yeah. Hair flip number 22. 22, we're on our way to a record.
I think that was 4, your count is off.
That was 2, in a half a second she did 3 more, and not only was the hair flip, she did the left, she added to her repertoire the left-handed half flip. Oh my God, you're an improviser. Okay, so qualities.
So somebody that would, let's say you and I had a nice conversation,
Sure.
we just met by chance.
Sure.
And, we kind of maybe felt a little something, and then I had to go on to an appointment next door, and you're left standing there thinking, wow, okay, that was kind of cool. What should I do, And all of a sudden some men become apprehensive, and they're like, no, I'm not going to go over there, because they think they're just going to be rejected. But in retrospect, if you actually just do it anyways and say to yourself, I don't care if I'm nervous, I don't care, if I don't do it, I'll never know. If you actually go and you approach and you say, I just could not help but come see you, and I would love to talk to you again. I really enjoyed the little, 2-minute conversation we had, and I would hate to see myself walk away and then regret it later. And I can't tell you how many points that would score with a woman, because a woman wants to see a man be very diligent in his actions, which we don't see a lot these days.
Okay, so I think you're talking about something more than diligent. I think you're talking about courage.
Courage.
I think courage. Let's talk about a few others. I don't mean to move you along here, but courage.
Courage. Do something nice. Show
thoughtfulness.
That. Thoughtfulness, kindness, acts of kindness.
We should be working together here. We're doing good. So
acts of kindness are amazing. It definitely will seal the deal.
Kindness.
Absolutely.
Aviva, you're missing the biggest one.
What, attraction?
Humor, you turkey.
Humor, yes, that's huge.
It's
Women
huge.
love humor.
It's huge. They even like it more than a hair flip.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence is the number one thing
Yeah.
that people find attractive.
And you're talking now men and women.
Men and women.
Okay.
Confidence is the number one thing that people find attractive.
Right.
You could be a very average, type of person,
Right.
or maybe you have a little few extra pounds or whatever it may be. Okay.
Absolutely.
If you have the confidence, if you walk in a room, people are gonna notice.
So when you first met me, okay, when I came over and shook your hand in the green room here, and you're very intuitive, and you pick up on things right away, probably I would say in a half a second or two. Did you know that this would be the most enjoyable interview that you ever had? You knew it. You knew it, you turkey. You knew
Yes,
it. So this is
you're a
no
cool guy.
this is no surprise to you.
No, I like people like you. You're very straightforward. You might be cracking jokes left, right, and center, but you're really paying attention on that back end there.
Aviva, I'm going to ask the most personal question of the interview because we're running short on time. As much fun as this has been for me, and I've enjoyed meeting you. It's been a pleasure. But I have to ask you this. So you are becoming now, if you're not, you're on your way to becoming, the premier matchmaker in Canada, and you're sought after from different fields. Yet you yourself are single now. Work with me here, okay?
Sure.
Because this is big time question here. So you're a very unique individual. You mentioned that you have very, very good intuition and that you're, very finely wired, okay? Very perspicacious when it comes to people, being able to read them and being able to solve problems as a result. What is it that you look for in a prospective mate?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, the list is very long.
Well, I can imagine that, but I can imagine
But
it's
the number
long.
one thing that I look for,
Because
how
it's-
many things would you like me to?
No, I'm being serious now.
The number one thing?
Besides the obvious things, because you're a unique person, so you might not be looking for the average thing that the average woman is looking for. So I'm saying, I don't know if I would go for number one, but I would probably ask you for what's number, can you give me 5
Yes.
things that would capture your attention?
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one,
We're gonna put these up on the screen.
we're going to do this in order, in priority sequence, because I'm assuming that you're coming from a place of, let's say I met someone today and they're standing in front of me, and what are the first, second, third things that I would look for in that individual?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Okay.
I'm asking on a deep psychological level now.
Okay.
What is something, because you don't strike me as a woman that would be captured very easily. So I'm wondering, what are the 5 things that you would look for? It doesn't have
And
to
this
be.
is a personal question to me.
Yeah. Well, it's
Okay.
not. It's not to the the
I
guy
just
on
wanna
camera
make
number
sure.
3 yet, turkey.
No, I want to make sure it's not like towards women, it's personally to me.
It really
Okay.
it really is personal. Now I'm wondering about you specifically, what it is that would capture your attention, your imagination, and capture potentially your heart.
Okay. Number one is confidence.
Right.
Number 2 is integrity.
Integrity.
Number 3, how is this person taking care of themselves? Their physical appearance and their emotional
Now wait a
ability.
minute. Now wait a minute. Physical is number 3. Are you saying physical?
Physical, meaning are they, you're asking me these direct questions.
Number
You're going to
3
ask me what I like. So I like somebody
Number
who takes very good care of themselves.
Number 3 is physically fit.
Yes, for me.
Number 3 for a spiritual person like you put physical number 3.
Well, integrity is number 1.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Integrity is
all right.
is a huge component,
Okay.
consisting of many things, obviously, right?
Right.
So hopefully you know what those things are.
Right.
Number 2, number 1 is confidence. Number 2 is integrity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So number 3 is somebody who takes very good care of themselves
Okay.
and takes pride in that.
Okay. Number 4.
Number 4 is somebody who's got strong emotional IQ. So that's somebody that's probably been through some experiences, positive thinker, very open mind type of person. So that's what, 3. 4.
Wait a minute.
So
what are we at, guys?
integrity, confidence, taking good care of themselves.
Integrity,
right?
confidence,
Emotional.
emotional
IQ
intelligence.
is number 4.
Yeah. Okay. What's number 5 before we go here?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. Then you can.
It's an intangible.
I want to feel safe with someone.
Right.
So he needs to be somebody that is a take control kind of person, and not afraid to take control.
Right.
And meaning like do the right things and make me feel safe as a woman, because every woman wants security and safety from a man.
Safety in what way?
She wants to feel safe with a man.
Emotional safety, financial safety. What?
Emotional, financial, financially safe. Security. A woman wants security, and she wants to feel safe.
Absolutely.
So that he will protect her and stand by her and make sure that she's
Right. Aviva Reimer, matchmaker extraordinaire. We've been talking to her, and it's been fun. It's been interesting. Now, your website, just so we can confirm your website, so they can go there and they can learn more about you.
Yeah. www.perfect-fit.ca.
Okay, that's where you go to find out more about Aviva. She really is something very unique in the matchmaking world, and certainly encourage you to explore her expertise further. And I still can't believe, to be honest with you, that you put physical fitness before emotional intelligence. Unbelievable.
Now you're putting words in my mouth.
No, you did. You did.
No.
You said
How
number 3.
somebody takes care of themselves.
You said number 3 is physical fitness. Check it out when you watch this over. You said
Yes.
number 3 is physical fitness, and then you said number 4 is emotional intelligence.
Yes,
I never
yes,
would have
yes,
pegged you for a woman that would put emotional intelligence after physical fitness. I never would have. I'm shattered. I swear to God, I'm shattered.
Well, that kind of goes hand in hand,
I swear to God, I'm shattered. Honestly, I am a little bit shattered, but
I'm not perfect.
But I still love you. Still love you. High five.
High five.
High five.
All right.
All right, you were a lot of fun. You were a lot of fun. That's Aviva Reimer. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on Jexperts, everybody. Thanks for being here. See you in a few minutes.